I'm alright, round you. Can I just do one thing? Yes, I always want. Shout out to me, man.
Tell me if you can hear me. Good morning, everybody. It's Wednesday and we are here. Peace and love. Fire! Archers at the ready. Fire! Oh my, come on. Fire! Fire! You know I care, and I don't know where. I brought you daffodils in the pretty streets. I'm no tired, I don't know how. You know why. Cold out. Manchester United against Burnley tonight. New era. Let's go. I think that, look, I wouldn't have put Darren Fletcher in charge, but who can you put in charge? I wanna fight. My hand's been broken one too many times. So I'll be so fucking rude. $697 subs, and I did it without using anyone else's channel or getting my channel to grow on the back of anyone else. I stayed over it all. Now look. Love it. That's a good one. Good. I've got a prick. Big one. I'll smack you with it. Shut your mouth. Looks like there's a bunch of us on here then. No thanks, I'm too scared of it. All I needed was a... Yeah. One smack. How can I fight you if I don't know you? You see, if I'm gonna fight you, I'm gonna do me research on you. No shit. I've just been out and I got back in and it's cold outside. Morning, Andrew. Less than 600 subs on me target. Shout out to me father. Bada, bada. Big Irish balls. Ah, don't be like that. Amber, what? You woke up in a bad mood, haven't you? You should try breathing exercises. That might calm you down.
Straight motherfucking baller. Part 2. Still baller. Corrupt up in this motherfucker.
Looks like Amber's a bit upset. Oh, bless. Why are you so mad? Why are you so frustrated? Yes, Father. Yes, Andrew. I mean, true motherfucker still balling. 4,303 subs. 697 to go. Incoming. Would you bet against me? Just answer that fucking question. do something. Wow. Pick up that phone. Fuck. Now to get on with everybody on there. Everybody that I get on with, I've on 2 pages. All them people there, I get along with. Every one of them.
Y'all know me, still the same OG, but I've been low key. Hated on by most these niggas with no cheese, no deals and no G's, no wheels and no keys, no posts, no snowmobiles and no skis.
Man to me.
I can finally afford to provide my family with groceries. Got a crib with a studio and a song on the tracks.
That's a fucking fact.
Hanging up in the office and back of my house like trophies. But y'all think I'ma let my
You know what?
hope please. You better bow down on both.
I bet you Darren Fletcher will start with 4 at the back tonight. Right. Is there anybody out there that... Right, so come here. Right, so Darren Fletcher is in charge at the minute. Now, you could call it coincidence, but I don't believe in coincidence. I said it before it even happened. I said, what'll happen there is, someone said, Jude, what do you reckon's going to happen yesterday? Yesterday morning, I said, I reckon they'll put Darren Fletcher in charge till the end of the season. Give him the role as the interim coach. It's game to game. He can't, right. The way it is when they did it with Van Nistelrooy, it's like they did it with Ollie, it's like it didn't work. It's like, but Darren Fletcher has the chance tonight to lead Manchester United against Burnley tonight, and it's a tough game away. It's like, so it's like I'm praying he starts 4 at the back. Man United are a counter-attack team. Now, in order to play counter-attacking team or counter-attacking football, you have to have a back 4, right? It's like, it's the Premier League. It's not Portugal. It's not Spain. Or it's not Italy. You know, it's the Premier League. This is the UK. You know, and if you look at most teams in England, they'll always start with a back 4, regardless what formation they go. They always have 4 at the back. But Ruben Amorim was too stubborn for his own good. And you can't turn around on TV and say, well, here, I'm the manager. Yeah, I come here to be the manager, not to be the head coach. So that was basically saying, fuck you, you know, to the club. And here, no one's bigger than the club, not even the manager. You know, and at the end of the day, at the end of the game, he says, oh, I thought we played brilliant. We did this, we did that. And I'm thinking, bro, are you watching the same game I'm watching? You know, being a Man United fan this year has been long. I mean long. Not long. L-O-N-G is long. I mean long. L-O-N-G-G-G-G-G-G-G, long. As long as a stallion's prick. That long. It's been super long. Like, as a Man United fan, since this I thought that this manager was going to be the answer to our problems. You know what I mean? But he's not. And it's like the players have to take accountability. I know, but Andrew, the players have to take accountability too. It's like, the way I see it is, all jokes aside, right? Let's forget YouTube a minute, right? Let's say we're talking football. Now, I've fell out with loads of people on YouTube over the years, and then we've reacquainted because of football. You know, it's like at the end of the day, it's like if you don't like me, that's on you. You know, I can't help that, but when it comes to football, I love me football and I love interacting with different fans. Like anytime I go to the Etihad, there's always different fans there having a look at the ground, walking around, taking loads of pictures, and I like engaging with fans. Now, I've made over 6,800 videos on this channel, and if you go back to the very start, when I created this channel on the 5th of February 2023, 2 years ago. I'm on 4,300 subs. And I did it the hard way. I didn't call anyone out. I did it the noble way. You know, I didn't call a man out. I didn't grow me subscribers through calling people out or using other people's channels to grow yours. No names. I don't like the way that whole JDP thing is going. Bro, you're just as bad as them. You know, when you're dealing in that corner, but some people will do anything for fame or for 5 minutes of it. I wouldn't call it fame, I'd call it clout or what have you, because they have a channel that 300-400 people go in every night. Here, when I was on the cesspit, we had 3,000 in every night, mate. Yeah, you're only a newbie to this community too, still. You know what I mean? Like, now that's not me having a dig at you. I'm just being honest with you. You know, you're trying to, I see what you're trying to do, and I get it. You know, some people are just money hungry, greedy bastards. So they can't grow their channel off their own creativity. They have to name other people's channels. Andrew, the players have to be accountable, right? Now, since I've been on YouTube, a lot of my subs are football fans. Half of my subs are Irish. 1,500 of my subs are from Dublin. And I'm delighted about that. It's like, because, yeah, a lot of me mates at home watch me that I used to pal around with that can speak for me. Now, if I told you I did A, B, or C, right, and I didn't do it, one of my mates at home would come on and say, here, what are you telling liars for? No, you fucking didn't. Hey, has any of them come on to say that to me? You see, everything is about timing, and I don't believe in coincidence. I don't believe in luck either. You make your own luck. And there's been a lot of coincidences, or whatever you want to say. And I don't believe in coincidence. Yeah, they have whatever it's called, camaraderie, but there's no leaders there, Andrew. Like, there's no, me, I'll not tell you, right? We have not had a captain like Roy Keane since Roy Keane retired. We need a captain like him that's going to say, here, you even look at one of my players, mate, I'm going to break your leg. You know, like, Man United have lost their fear factor. Like, I remember years ago when I used to go to the football, right? Well, Andrew, I miss it too. I come here in 1993, right? I'd say around 2003, I start going to United. I got to know a couple of the lads. I knew a couple of the head boys in the United firm, like Eddie Beef and Joe Davis. Them two lads, it's like I got into football because of them in a way, because I knew them. I worked with one of them, and then I didn't realise one or two of them off the housing estate, like, went all around Europe with Man United. And he told me I remember being in hospital with this fella before he died. Eddie Beef, his name is, right? Morning, Pablo. from Basic. Now, not the other time when I was in hospital, last year when I was in hospital, I'm in a bed, and next of all, I can hear this conversation, and I'm thinking to myself, that's fucking Eddie, that. Thanks, Pablo. Shout out to your man, you're there. So, I got into football because of two things. I like two things in life. I like football and I like fighting. Well, three things I like: football, family, and fighting. All in that order. But I'm not gonna lie. I've had my head kicked in. I've had my head stomped on. I remember I've not gone fishing for ages, so I'll tell you this. I was saying it the other day, the first time I ever went away to Leeds, to Elland Road, right? There was about 60 of us, and it's like 8 of us got off the stop before Elland Road because there's police there waiting for you, and spotters. How are you, Glenn? Good morning. So, you have to take this into consideration, guys, right? I left Dublin at 18, right? I'm 52 in August, yeah? I left Dublin over 31 years ago. So, I've lived in this fucking country probably longer than I've lived in Ireland. How mad is that? Longer. And not grown up, but like becoming a man over here. You know, I thought I was a man when I was 18. But I wasn't. I was still a boy. But you don't admit that shit to yourself till you're later. But so I've lived in the UK 32 years nearly, right? Now, a long time ago, I used to go and watch United a lot. And I grew up, my son grew up on the Stratford End. You know, Dylan, he grew up on the Stratford End, my son. Because I used to take him. You know why? Because my daddy never took me to see United. I got the Patrick's Athletic he took me to see. You know, I always said everything my father did not do with me, I'll do with my kids. Where's me other barrel? Don't do this. Shotgun shells. It's like shotgun shells. Take them out. Reload. Yeah, so I used to go to football, and it's like there'd be a few hours, and I remember when we went to Leeds, me and 7 other lads got off a train, right? And we got a cab. We get out of the cab. We got 2 cabs. We got out of them, and my mate said, we're walking this way. He'd been there 3 or 4 times before. I'd never been to Leeds. But long story short, we got our ass beat. I got my head stomped on. I mean, we got bashed. Yeah, mate, Irish, yeah. We got fucking leathered. You know, and it didn't just happen once or twice. I've had my ass beat loads of times. You know, whether it be a football, a fucking whatever, like, but that was a long time ago. That was years ago. That's another part of my life. You know, like I've lived here 32 years, you know, and I love Manchester United, you know, and it's like one of the girls that I used to work with had a season ticket, right? She had 2, and every time there was Champions League, she got Champions League tickets, just like what Andrew said there. He misses the 90s. I missed the 2000s. You know, it's like I was using someone else's season ticket because I hadn't got my own, right? So every time I'd go, I'd pay her £20. You know how much he charged me? 40 quid for 2 tickets for me and my son. Every Champions League that Man United were in, me and my son went to watch it at Old Trafford. No, I'm just on the tea, mate. That's it. No, not on the hard stuff today, you know. Just tea. But I had me ass bet. Like I said, we got caught. We got cornered. I'm not gonna lie, yeah. There must have been about 30 of them. And we were walking around the corner, and straight away, mate, we banged into them. And two of them ran. I'm not running anywhere, mate. You know what I mean? But two of the lads ran. And five of us got our ass bet. Me, Joe Davis. There was me, Joe, Andrew, Patrick, and I'd say John and Trevor. He was a fucking head case, that geezer. But anyway, we got bashed. You know, you go looking for trouble, you'll get it. Especially in Leeds. And here, it was the first time I went to Leeds and I got bashed. I got bashed in Manchester a few times too. You know, Liverpool fans, Millwall, Chelsea, Oldham, you know, teams like that. Cardiff City, you know, them as well. You know, what did he call them? Soul Crew. Like I said, when I went, I learned a lot about football when I started going to football, because I used to work with a guy who brought me to a game one night, and after that, he invited me every other time. We had a row that night. Him and a couple of his mates got into a row with somebody, and there was like fucking 6 of them, and there was only 2 of them. And like the size of one of these cunts, like, and he had hold of Joe, you know what I mean? Fucking Hulk smashing him. So I'm not gonna lie, I hit him with something. I won't say what I hit him with, but he let him go and hit the floor like a fucking, like, I thought I killed him. You know what I mean? It's like if you hit somebody with a fucking tire wrench, mate, or whatever you call it. Oh, sorry about that. But it was, I'll be honest with you, it was, I used to enjoy it. It's like, because I used to say to myself, I'm gonna go out and work for my family all week, and then for one day, I want one day for myself. You know. So I used to go to the football. You know. Uh, and I used to enjoy it. Most of the time, you ain't even fucking watching the match. You know. You are golden other fans or fucking what have you. And I'm stupid like that. Very stupid. You know. But I was brave enough to make the team. You know. So I was invited away a few times. And I learned a bit about football hooliganism, and I learned about English hooliganism, if you want to call it that way. It's like, because what I learned was, if you're a football thug and you're well known to the police, yeah. So what had happened was, now check this, right? I've never gone to a World Cup or away with any England fans or what have you, right? But I know people that have, right? But some of the lads that I palled around with, every time there was a World Cup on or a Euros, they have to surrender their passport. Like, two of them, right, Joe Davis and Eddie Beef, right, I'd say Eddie out of all of them, because he was the one that went away with United for over 30 years nearly. And I remember being in the pub with him, right? And you know him, this guy was older than me, old enough to be, I'd say he was old enough to be me dad, you know. Well, maybe a bit younger, maybe not old enough to be me dad, but nearly. But long story short, I hadn't seen him for years. And I was in the hospital last year, or the year before, right? And I'm sitting in the bed, and listen to me, yeah? I can identify you by your eyes and your voice, right? I've worked on it over the years, you know. I'll recognise your voice. So I'm in the fucking cubicle. Next of all, I hear him going, "Here, nurse, can I go for a smoke?" I'm like, "Eddie, is that you?" He said, "Yeah." "Who's that?" I said, "Fucking Jewett." He opens his curtain, you know what I mean? I'm like, "Bro, what are you doing in here?" He said, I'm kippered. He called me our kid, right? He called everyone that. He said, "I'm kippered, our kid." I was like, "What do you mean, kippered?" He said, "I'm fucking kippered." I didn't even know what kippered meant, right? Fucked. He had cancer, right? And it spread all the way through his body. And he said to me, "Bro, can you get a wheelchair?" And the nurse was like, "You're not going out there for a smoke. Look at all the fucking medications you're on, and you'll collapse." I said, "Here, nurse, I'll bring him." She said, "Here, you're not going anywhere. I'll have to, what if the two years collapse?" I said, "Listen to me, yeah? The man has cancer and he's dying. And he wants to go and have a fucking cigarette." Now, I didn't swear at the nurse, yeah? But I did kind of raise me voice, and I said, "Love, the man is dying. You know, all he wants is a cigarette." She said, "Well, you take him out, yeah?" So I said, "I will." And I took him out, and we were talking about it. He said, "Do you remember this night? Do you remember that night? Do you remember this night?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Bro, you know something? I wouldn't have been able to do half of that or be involved in it if you hadn't have been there." Because he's from Beswick, right? Now, my mum's house has been in Beswick 31 years, so I know everybody down there, right? It'd be like him being from Ballyer, up the top of Ballyer, right? And you know everybody, right? But he ended up, I got out of hospital, and a week later he died, you know, and a lot of United fans went to his funeral, and then they done something really amazing. They pulled up outside Mary D's, his local pub, the one across from the Etihad, and the funeral car stopped outside and everybody was clapping. You know what I mean? Everyone was clapping like fucking, you know, I got upset, I'm not gonna lie. You know, have you ever cried over another man? Yeah, he was a good guy, like, you know what I mean? Andrew, come here and I tell you, the amount of money I've spent on Stone Island clothing over the years. Do you understand? It's like, it's just a uniform to me. You know, it's like whether it be Lacoste, what's that other one, the less you can, all old fucking champion, I love all that old kind of, what, Sergio Tacchini, is it? What's his name? You know, all that kind of stuff. Like, I've loads of clothes. It's like, I wish I was scouted by Ireland, mate, I tell you that. I wish I was scouted by them. I wish I was sponsored by them. You know, they have some amazing gear, like they have a duffel like this. You know what I mean? With the patch here, and there's one here when you close it. You know, but it's like it cost me a lot in the long run. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not gonna lie, it's like back then I was doing a lot of cocaine and I was drinking a lot too. Now I don't drink now, right? I've never really been a drinker, but when I went to football, I used to drink and I used to do other things that I shouldn't have done. But all the lads that I was with were doing the exact same thing. It's like when people are passing you cocaine and you refuse it, they'll start to question your motives, like, or if you've got an agenda, or they test you to see if you're one of the boys, like, you know what I mean? Here, get that into you, give me that. You know what I mean? Everybody, like, I remember going to coaches to places, you know, and everybody on the coach, it'd be just, Harry, you know, like 10 o'clock in the morning, you know, 8 o'clock in the morning, getting on your games, going out, you know, like when I used to go to football, you'd never see me wearing a United shirt, you know, I'd have a hat, a jumper, a jacket, you know, nice pair of trainers, you know, everything, like, just, and if you were going for a meet, everybody would turn up dressed that way. You know, I wasn't the only one. I fell in love with it. It's like, I fell in love with the lifestyle. I fell in love with the culture. And I didn't realise there was a culture until it was painted out for me by Eddie. He said, Jude, he said, when casuals go away, we like to look pristine. So part of our uniform is this, that, this, that. He told me everything I needed to know. He told me, he said, you know, every time there's a World Cup, Jude, I have to hand my passport into the local police station. He's not allowed to travel. He's banned. He's been banned from Europe a few times. But he was a good guy, he was, you know. He learnt me a lot. He learnt me about spotters, watchers. Alright, so what I didn't realise was, right, so you have, okay, so there's loads of hooligans in England, right, and Ireland, all over the place, right, that ring each other and meet in a certain location so they can have a row, away from the ground, away from the fans. It's insane. You know, I'm not joking you. It's like a fucking lifestyle. Like, I know all the younger lads, not all of them, but a few of them that have taken over from the old guard. Does that make sense? Now there's, like I said, there's loads of lads that still go, that were going back then when I was going, but there's a younger generation that has come through, you know. And the fact that I live beside me ma's house, it's like, and I'm a United fan, and I used to go over, I've made over 6,800 videos. About 3,500 of them videos, I'd say about 3,000 of them videos is of me going over to Man City making content. Do you know the amount of threats I've had? Because I've gone over on my own. You know, purposely, I'd have red jersey on, a red United hat. Purposely. You know why? You won't touch me there, or you're very stupid. Because there's the amount of cameras that's at the Etihad here. You can't even go past it without being on camera. You understand? As soon as you go in the main entrance there, hey, Matt, it's like, but I've had loads of City fans come up to me and say, here, bro, you're that cunt that's always making videos at the Etihad slating City fans, aren't you? I said, yeah, that's me. He give me out here, shaking me hand and all. He said, you've got some balls, you, bro. And then, do you know what he said to me, Andrew? He said, bro, you've got some bollocks coming in this pub making them videos just like here. Mate, let me tell you something. Somebody interrupted him and said, here, mate, his brother's drinking here all the time. You know what I mean? Dudes from around here. My man, he shook me hand and he said, no way. I said, yeah, way, bro. My mother's house has been around here 30 years. This is my manor. Yeah, basic. That's my manor. And I know everybody on it. And they all know me. And most of them have seen me. But, you know what I mean? I'm a grandfather. I'm a dad. You know, I'm meant to set standards for my children. You know, and acting like a bowsy isn't one of them. You know, my family know what I'm like. You know, but when you get older, you have to be able to control it. You know, like I said, there's certain people that don't understand mental health triggers. Now, I don't know a lot about bipolar, but I have a brother Mark who has bipolar. I don't know much about being schizophrenic, but I have a little brother who is a schizophrenic. So that's Mark has bipolar, Alex is a schizophrenic. I've got complex PTSD because I heard me brother and said, well, I did that in 1979 in a place called Fatima Mansions. I lit a fucking flame on, I lit a match under a bed and the whole bed went up. I just got out from under the bed and the fucking whole place went on fire. And my little brother and sister died in it. All cause of me. Right? And then when I was fucking 14, one of me mates died in my arms, basically. He was after being stabbed to death. You know, and I had a big effect on me because he used to come to me in me dreams. You know, telling me I wasn't there and my shit mate. The same with me dad, my father's come to me. But Pablo helped me past that. I have to give it, you know, like Pablo helped me with that. You were born in Manchester, moved to Scotland when you were 3. Well, bro, I left at 18. You know, I come here at 18 and my partner at the time ended up being pregnant and wanted to go back to Dublin to have the baby in an Irish hospital. But around the same time, my father was going through he had very bad health and he was waiting on a heart, a donor. And he ended up, he ended up getting a donor. And my dad brought us all up as City fans and he got a heart of a 13-year-old boy named Daniel. The same as my little brother who died. The same as my dad, right? And the doctor told me your heart stores 50% memory, right? And I'm not joking you. I was talking to a surgeon in Wythenshawe. He told me, Jude, your heart stores 50% memory. Your dad's gonna turn into a child. I was like, get the fuck out of here. You know, no, I didn't say that, but I was like, come on, you're telling me that your heart stores memory? That's exactly what I'm telling you, Jude. Listen, I'm a heart surgeon, Jude. I know these things. I couldn't believe it, but I did believe it. A few months after he got out of hospital, he started acting different, watching cartoons on the TV. And here, we were told three things about the donor. Number one, his name was Daniel. Number two, he was 13. And number three, he was a Manchester City fan. People say, why have I got that jersey up there? I'll tell you why. My father died wearing that jersey. He died wearing it. That's why it's up there. You know, he died wearing that. When I went up to see him in hospital, he was fucking dead. You know, in that jersey. But he got 20 years out of the heart. But what we were told, right, check this out. This is no joke. The kid, the 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 donor, right? So my dad got his heart. We were told three things about him: his name, his age, and he had a season ticket at Main Road. He was a fucking City fan, this kid. He was 13. He had cystic fibrosis in his lungs. His lungs gave in and he fucking died. And his parents were super brave and courageous because they put his heart on the British. They put his fucking, they give his organs for science. You know, and my father ended up becoming a match. And my dad got his heart. You know, and within a few months, he was asking me to buy him a fucking City shirt. You know, me dad turned into that kid. He got his heart. Do you understand? I couldn't believe it was like that. You raised us as United fans. You know, my grandfather, he worked for at Newton Heath ground years ago when Man United were do you understand? It's like when I first come to Manchester, I come over here because my granddad lived here. He'd lived here years. He left Ireland years ago and come here, you know, and when I come to England, I got into a bit of trouble back home over a bill. You know what I mean? But you live by the sword, you die by it, right? And that's the way I see it. But my dad got 20 years out of his heart. But that kid had a season ticket at Main Road, right? So you know my father died. I put two Man United shirts in his coffin. We dressed him in a City tracksuit, his jersey, you know. But he died wearing that jersey up there, so that's why I have it there. You know, because I've always wanted to make him proud, you know, because I failed so many times. You know, and even though he's gone, I'm still trying to keep his memory alive. Like, he loved music, you know. He fucking loved it, you know. And he hated the music I liked. He did not like dance music one bit, you know. Shout out to me dad. Shout out to me partners, dad. It never goes away. You just have to get on with it. You have to know that they wouldn't want you being sad. You know. See my dad? He wanted me to be a man, to be accountable for my actions and responsible. Even if you don't like me, you have a dad and a mother. And when you lose your dad, like when I was a kid, He didn't like my music. Thanks, Anthony. We all breathe the same air. We sleep underneath the stars. Unite, let's unite the clans. 4,303 subs. 690 to get to hit my target. Yup the dubs. Fire! You know what my dad told me, right? He told me men don't cry, right? Anthony, I've not been to a rave in years, and in all fairness, I don't think I'll ever go to one again. You know, it's like I'd ruin everybody's fun because it's like I'm sober, right? And even though I'd like to go to an event and get off me tits, I can't risk it. You know, I'm 52 this year. I can't risk it. You know, like ecstasy, cocaine, all that shit. I can't be doing it. You know, I'm meant to set examples for me kids. You know, so sometimes in life you have to grow up. You know, you have to leave your mates behind. You see, I never needed any of my mates to hold my hand. I could always make a decision off my own back. You know, and in all fairness, any of the lads or my family can speak for me. Like, I'm not a tough guy or a hard man or a fighting man. I'm just a fucking man. You know, I know this. If you swing at me, depending who you are, but if you tag me and you don't drop me, I will render you unconscious and I won't stop until I do. You see, me father put a lot into me. He beat the brakes on me. If you could whoop my ass like the way my dad did, I'd shake your hand. Like, my dad was a man's man, you know. And I was getting bullied as a kid, and the kid that was bullying me was nearly 4 years older than me. Me dad gave me a stick. He said, go out and break that off his head. I said, what about if his dad comes down? He said, don't worry, fuck his dad, let his dad. I'll worry about his dad, I'll eat him. I went out, my dad brought me out, and there was a kid there, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. It's like, he told me, he said, hit him with it. He said, he's just made, look at your nose. He's just give you a nosebleed. Hit him with it. I didn't hit him with it. He went like that to me. Smacked me in the side of the face in front of all them, and he started laughing. He started laughing at me. I fucking bounced it off him. I broke it off him. And the other half, I kept hitting him with it. His mates, they backed the fuck off. You see, and then his dad started chirping. Yo, leave my fucking son alone. Tell it to my dad said, see your cunt son. It's been bullying my youth for 3 years, and I've not did nothing about it. You shut your fucking mouth. I remember what my dad did. I seen it. And so did loads of other people. He fucked them off the balcony. How about that? He's probably dead. So what? You know what? He won't fucking do it again, will he? I'm like, but I wasn't made like that. You know what I mean? It's like, but I grew into that. You know, like my dad beat the brakes on me and my mother. You know, and I always said, like, when I was a kid, I rebelled against them because I fucking hated them. But when I become a father, me own father was after getting a heart transplant. I had to forgive him. You know, like he got a phone call at work saying his two kids were fucking rushed to hospital in a fire. When he got to the hospital, his fucking two kids were dead. Well, me little sister survived for 6 hours. You know, and he had to identify me little brother's body. Do you understand? Imagine that. That's how strong my dad was. I never seen him cry. He said men don't cry. I think he was angry at me and himself. But he was out doing his job. He was out, working, and he got a phone call to say you need to go to the hospital. There's been a fire at your house, and he did not know that his little boy was dead. Like I was 4. My little sister was 7 months old, and my little brother was 2.5. And I lit a match. I woke up because my mum went downstairs to get nappies. We lived in Fatima Mansions. Uh, we lived in a flat complex, and we were on the 4th balcony. Bars on the window. Bars on the fucking window. You know. And I just remember seeing a milk crate in the fucking hall, and I ran and turned it upside down and stood on it. And when I opened the fucking door, man, bang, straight onto the balcony. And I could hear my little brothers and sister crying, screaming, crying. It reminds me of that part in Silence of the Lambs where Hannibal Lecter says to Clarice, "Do you still hear the lambs?" Yeah, I do. Not all the time, sometimes. When I want to punish myself, I remind myself of them crying that morning on the balcony. And I was some man had hold of me, and about 3 or 4 men had me mother. Me mother was screaming, "My babies are in there, fucking me, they're burning." Me mother could hear them screaming, and she was trying to get in. Yeah, in Dublin, mate, and she couldn't get in. Nobody could get in. And I could hear them screaming, and it took 13 years of therapy for me to come up with a coping strategy where I don't hear them screaming anymore. They're at peace now. It happened a long time ago. It happened in 1979. I was 4, so I was a bit damaged by then, you know. And I grew up in a dysfunctional family, and, you know, it's just collateral damage. I think I'm very lucky to be alive. I'm very, very lucky to still be here. I've had 2 near misses. I've tried to end my life twice. I've had 2 near misses. And Pablo helped me with that. He helped me get past £90,000. It was in Dublin, mate. But guys, listen, I'm gonna have to go. Thanks everybody for coming in. That's me hour, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Or talk to you all tomorrow. I'll talk to you all tonight, or this evening, whenever. I'll see you later. Thanks, Anthony. Appreciate it, mate. Right, guys, I'll see you this afternoon sometime. And thanks for coming in. And I hope you all have a good day. You know, it's a new year. I've made myself a couple of resolutions. And one of them is not to let people take the fucking piss out of me. Do you understand? And a few people on here have done that. And I've let it slide. You know. But their fate cannot be denied. You know. And believe me, I've tried. You know, it's like I'm getting too old and too fucking tired. It's like, so I'm less than 600 subs away. I'm on 697 subs to hit my target. I've already hit 6,800 videos. I got a message off YouTube the other day. 25 YouTube watched hours. That's a lot of fucking hours. You know, 6.8 thousand videos. There's nobody in their circle that has made that much content. Nobody. Right, I'm away. Have a day. We out. So.